I
Good Friday morning and welcome to Drive Time, the best, worst show ever. Mark the Shark on the ones and the twos.
on the wheels of steel.
Getting this thing going. Good morning, one. Good morning, all. Good morning, Hot Rod. Chef Adam, good morning to you. Good morning, Hillary. Kimberly Weeks. Girls of 87. Good morning, Kim. Fuquay's in. Good morning, Fuquay. Billy Jean, good morning to you. And good morning, Kenwood.
Morning, DJ. Morning, Chief Stanton. What's happening down in F Camp this morning?
F Camp.
F Camp in the house, down on Champions Highway.
Tell you what, I was checking out, I can tell you one thing's going to be happening in F Camp today, as well as Bruton, Atmore, and everywhere else. It's going to be hot today.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be hot today.
Did you see what they, what is it? And feeling like 100
Yeah.
and, listen, when it gets that stupid, stay inside.
We've had some hot days, but I think today's the first real hot day that we've had, the first of many to come. But, yeah, be careful today if you're out in it.
Are you a believer of what most have said, that due to the extremely cold winter we had, they expected a extremely hot summer?
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, and to me too.
Extreme weather is extreme.
That's right.
Whether it's cold, hot, wet, whatever.
I agree. Last summer, if I remember correct, I don't think we had a lot of rain. I mean, we went through a pretty good drought, didn't we?
I think we might have.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, look, like you said the other day, they all start running together, don't they?
Good morning, Miss McKenzie. She's my 4th grade teacher.
Morning, pals. D-Tomp in the house. One part of Rondon. Too much seagull.
Morning, Earl.
I see them seagulls in the background. I like that. Let's see here. Had a house fire at 2:49 this morning. I'm gonna tell you what. I'd be glad to know that Steve was headed to my house if I had a fire.
Yeah, the Chief's coming. If you need help, the Chief's coming.
There's no doubt.
18.
No doubt.
He's bringing the 18 with him.
Background noise, Mark. You got to turn it down. Yep. Well, I'll tell you later what's going on now. Anyway, so I'm trying to get to where I was heading back to, where I had pulled up while ago. I want to ask you a question, DJ. Let's see. Yeah. Your boy Juju.
Yeah.
Quick question about him.
Okay.
Seemed like I heard that his vehicle might have got stolen.
Juju, we've been chronicling this
Right.
for the last month or so.
Right.
And he has an official visit set up to Auburn, and all indications are they're going to meet his demands, much to my chagrin. But anyway, one of the little gifts he has been gifted over the last year is one of the Ford dealerships there in Carrollton, Georgia, had gifted him with an F-250, retail for about $106.
Okay.
It got stolen.
The same F-250 that he was parking in the coach's parking lot.
Yes, it's not there today.
That F-250.
Yeah, that F-250's gone. And I don't.
It's probably in a chop shop somewhere.
I don't want to get off on wishing bad things.
No,
that happen to
no,
people.
no,
But I do
not.
think it's kind of comical that he's going to pull up there on the front row and park with the coach's park, and now it's been stolen. And it's probably in a chop shop somewhere.
It probably is.
They'll give him another one.
What was the latest quote? They want me at Auburn, and it'd be nice to stay close to home. What did you say?
Well, he's asking for a home on whatever campus he goes to, so he's going to be close to home.
Not just
he goes.
one.
Yeah, one there and one in Carrollton. So, I mean, he's gonna be close
Like
to home.
DJ said, he said he'd pick one of two.
he's gonna be close to home wherever he goes.
Oh man,
We're sitting here in June. Okay, we're sitting here in June, and whether or not I attend an Auburn football game in the stadium depends on what this guy does.
What Juju does.
What Juju does. And I'm sitting here thinking, do I buy tickets to the Oklahoma game or not?
Listen,
I mean,
does he come out? Is his theme song Juju on that beat? Please tell me he doesn't come out of
but,
that.
It's humbling and numbling and everything in between to know that a 16-year-old has me on strings right now. He's just dangling me out of here. I can't make plans in the fall because I can't figure out what he's going to do.
I know, and
I've said it here, and I want everybody here to hold me to it. If he signs with Auburn, I will not go in the stadium. And you hold me to it. Coaching card or not, I will not go in the stadium.
I
will not.
Listen, so what you're saying is you won't participate in said activities where Auburn is taking any of your estate.
They will not get my estate at the football games inside the football stadium.
Yes.
I will go to Auburn. I will go to Tenderchick. I will go up there and tailgate. I will go up there and see friends and family. And I will probably pull for Auburn to win. But I will not go in the stadium, even if I'm using my coaching card. I'm not going in.
You just passed it.
I'm not. I will not do it.
Yep. Yep, we're just past it. I can't believe DJ was sitting still with the bird noises.
It's a little unnerving. I can see you see how they're flying there in the background.
I'm sitting there looking,
and you see how rhythmic their movements are. I mean, if you're going to tell me that's not organized,
I honestly, I'm sitting here looking at that, going, I'm a little bit.
I tell you, it's funny.
If they start dive bombing you,
late yesterday afternoon, it was 5 o'clock.
Hey,
I went out and played a few holes of golf.
Look on you. You might want to sort of.
It's green. That green. It does look real, doesn't it? I went out and played a few holes of golf, and on number 7, and it was the only green that this happened. On number 7, there was 6 crows on the green. So I'm standing on the tee box, and they're just standing up on the green. 6. They're just standing there, and shockingly,
and you're on the box.
I'm on the tee box.
Uh-huh.
I think it's 145 yards to the green. So I'm sitting there looking at them, and shockingly, they're all 8 feet 4 inches from each other. I mean, it's perfect. I mean, you could have gone and put a tape on them, and they're just sitting there in a kind of a quasi rhombus formation.
Morning, Miss Ann.
And they kept picking at
Morning,
the ground.
Sarge.
They kept picking at the ground. Just kind of kept it, and they wouldn't fly away. And you can look around the golf course. There's not a crow in sight except on that 7 green. There's 6 of them. So I sat there and I looked.
Are they eyeballing you?
No, I can't tell that. But they're doing something. They keep picking at the ground.
I got you.
But it's
so
almost
they're not picking and turning around and looking at you.
No, not necessarily.
I got you.
But they stayed the same distance from each other. They
Right.
it was never 2 here, and they were in formation.
Right.
And I'm sitting there and I'm watching them, and I said, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna hit one up in there and see if I can get them out of there.
Shoo them on out of there. Yeah.
Of course, I missed a green, hit it in the woods. So that didn't work. So long story short.
It's a great idea.
Yeah. Long story short, I didn't play 7. After I missed my tee shot left and it went in the woods, I said, I'll tell you what, y'all can have it. All going down to 8. No crows on 8.
Yeah,
y'all can have it.
So
crows are smart.
When you, I think so.
I can probably.
Yeah, I agree.
They're thinkers.
I agree with that.
They're thinkers.
So what you're saying, did you ease by them, or did you just get on as fast as you could?
As fast as the golf cart would go.
Right. That's
and
what
I was on, and I was.
I didn't know if you kind of eased
no,
on
I was on the cart path, and thankfully at 7, the cart path is a safe distance from the green. So there was no confrontation. There was no altercation. They went about their business. I'd like to know what they were picking at something on the green. I guess it was a bug or some sort that must have been up there.
It could. I mean, one thing I can tell you that crows will do, you go out there, scatter some corn, and watch what happens. They'll show up on you in a heartbeat.
Have you ever, crows are smart. Like, crows are not easily scared either.
No. I totally agree with you.
You can get pretty close to a crow if you choose to. I don't.
I totally agree.
They're.
And let me tell you, the whole premise behind a scarecrow.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Well, see,
if they're and look at them, they're most of the time perched on the shoulders of the scarecrow.
I have convinced myself that in the bird army, they are the special forces.
I can agree with that.
I think that they would be
Delta Force
when it all goes down one day. I think they're going to play a key role in it.
Oh, so you think they might be mobilized?
Yeah, I think they're a division amongst them. I mean, to themselves. I think they're like Green Beret Ranger type.
Okay, but do you think that's in the bird world, or do you think that?
No.
Are you saying that humans have some way of working with these animals?
No. In the bird world.
Yes.
In the bird world.
So they're going to take care of theirs.
I think that all the birds know that the crows have a specific mission when this thing goes down.
They're they leaders of the pack.
Yep.
I got you. Let's see. Where was that at? Catman, good morning, sir. Watch out for them seagirls, DJ. Morning, Steve Layton. I thought I was on Alfred Hitchcock's set of The Birds. I'll tell you what. It does look like they could start dive bombing you there any second. Morning, Hank. Crows tell on everything that moves in the woods. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They sure do. I did not know that, Hot Rod. I did see where Hank said he had to pull his bay out of the garage and wipe her down and spiff her up. He had that thing spit shine, looking good. Did you see that?
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I think I unfriended Hank.
Did you?
If I did, I meant to. I don't know if I did.
Morning, Jesse Rigby. Maybe not. I just saw it posted. That Corvette looked good, Hank.
If I didn't, I'll do it today.
Yeah, it looked good. So, anyhow, what else is going on? I know, that a lot of things happening, and I was looking. Being that you're a city councilman, this has zero to do with politics, by the way. It's just a kind of a regulation. I saw where New York had talked about, not talked, but they're putting into effect the something called congestion pricing plan, which basically charges people a tax for being congested traffic in New York City. Is that crazy?
How do you enforce that?
I don't know. I guess maybe they put them, I don't think they call them sun pass, but whatever those things you put up in the window.
Yeah.
I don't know how you enforce it. I mean, I read it 4 or 5 ways trying to figure out how they were going to do it, and I just don't know how they can figure that out.
I don't know if I ever told you, if I shared it here or not, but my experience in I don't even know what it's called over in Georgia, the Peach Lane or the Peach Pass, whatever it's called. Have I ever told you about that?
No.
A couple of years ago, my dad had a heart attack.
Yes, sir.
He passed away, and he was in Georgia
That's right.
on vacation. And when I got the call, he was there in Gainesville, Georgia, at the hospital where they took him. And I left early in the morning to head up there. And when I got into the state of Georgia, I noticed the far left lane, there was nobody over there. But the other 3 or 4 lanes, it was bumper to bumper. And I said, well, this doesn't make any sense to me. So I jumped over there, and I'm just all of a sudden going 90 and not thinking a thing about it. There's no traffic over there. And about every couple of miles, I would see something, a sign, over the interstate, and it would say Peach Pass or whatever it was, Peach Pit, whatever. It was designating that far left lane. I just didn't. I'm from Brewton, Alabama. I vacation between Destin and Auburn.
Right.
So, I hadn't seen anything really like this. But I got up there and I got back. Well, when I got back, I was talking to my brother. I said, man, it's crazy out there on I-85. I said, that far left lane, it just wasn't being used. I said, so I jumped over there and came in and came out. And he said, David, that's for carpools. And he said, you have to have a permit to have 4 more people in there or whatever. He said, did you see any cameras on those signs? And I said, well, I didn't notice. I said, there may have been. Long story short, I was driving in a lane that I didn't have the authority to be driving in. And I don't know.
Is that like a carpool lane?
I think it's a carpool lane, I think is what it was. That's what I was told it was.
Right.
And I kind of kept looking for a ticket from the Georgia DOT, but I never got one. But so I guess
maybe they thought you had a carload of folks. Maybe you were going so fast.
I don't know. And I was in the Fusion.
I was going to say.
It had a low profile, so they couldn't tell.
Do you still regret that?
As much as I love Starlink, which I do, I have the same feelings towards that Fusion, the Platinum. That was a great vehicle. I can't believe Ford discontinued that. I really can't.
I was shocked.
That was a great vehicle.
It was. And got great fuel mileage.
Golly, man.
How far would $20 get you back on that thing?
Woo.
I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
You could drive from here to Auburn.
You could almost drive forever. I'm not so sure that it didn't have some electric capability. It just ran forever. And
they drove and rode really well.
It was sporty. Man, I loved it.
Yep. Speaking of Starlink, nice little segue. You see where SpaceX celebrated that big Starship rocket launch, test launch. Is the first time they ever been able to send something like this up and then bring it back without being burned up.
Did they get it launched?
Yes.
Okay.
For the first time, Elon Musk company launched the world's most powerful rocket into space and successfully returned it to Earth.
Okay.
So
here we go.
It says it stayed mostly in one piece during the fiery re-entry into the atmosphere, losing just some protective components, splashed down in the Indian Ocean.
So people were not on this vessel. They just sent it up and it came down on its own.
Right.
Okay.
I don't think there was. I think what Elon's goal is to get people on Mars.
Yeah, he's buying space.
Right. So that's what this is about.
Yeah.
Like this rocket is, I think, maybe going to lead to another and another. Just listen to him talk. That's what he says he's wanting to do. So, let's see. What was I just looking at here? I was talking to somebody yesterday. Talk about how things are, how high things have got and stuff.
Yeah.
You mentioned the beach. You were talking about how every year you say you're going, and when you go, you're like, okay, this is probably going to be my last time.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they said, look, there's half the people at the beach this year than normal. I said, really? They said, yeah. They said, it's not talking about holiday, but even the holiday. They said Memorial Day was way less of a crowd than what has been normally.
I don't believe it.
Well, I hear me out. That's where he was going with it. He said, and I'm pretty sure I understand why. And I'm not going to say what restaurant it was.
Yeah.
But 2 people went in a restaurant for lunch, had a salad, some fish, shrimp and grits, and some tea. It was $129. That'll keep a lot of people eating at the house. I know it will me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lunch for lunch. Yeah. Is that nuts?
Yeah, I didn't pull any numbers. I was down there. Every one of those places were to the gill.
They said that over the holiday weekend.
Yeah.
What they were saying is after that, it's like, normally it's wide open from Memorial Day to what?
Yeah.
Labor Day. They said what they were astonished at was after Memorial Day, it's like people just kind of, started dipping out.
Yeah.
As to where they'd normally stay a week.
Yeah.
I don't know that people got that kind of cash laying around anymore, So, I mean, as you said, $20 don't go as far as it used to. So, anyway, I know you ain't big on stocks. I know you always said you don't like it. It's kind of like crypto.
Yeah.
Can't touch it.
Yeah.
I sure wish I had bought me some NVIDIA stock.
I saw some of that. I saw it was doing well.
Man, it has added $2 trillion since its valuation. And I mean, to its valuation since the start of the year, since January.
I'd love to know who the majority stockholders are.
I don't know.
You just wonder.
Man. And
you just wonder.
You know what that's all about? AI.
Yeah.
The whole thing. So, it's kind of crazy. But between the...
Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Randall.
Did I tell you where I read that 46% of all of Americans think it's a luxury to go to a fast food restaurant?
No.
Do you know? I shouldn't tell this. I'm not talking about the restaurant. Food's great. Love it.
It was back in the 70s.
I'll still buy it.
It was back in the 70s.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was a big deal at the Jennings house if we went, which wasn't a whole lot to choose from. But like I remember if we went to the Pizza Hut, that was a big, big deal. If we went to Bracken's, it was even a bigger deal.
Let me tell you something. You ought to have been with Big Kenny.
Yeah.
It was a big deal to pull in at Greenville and go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
Before we had one.
Right.
What was Hardee's the only thing in Bruton at that time?
No.
Fast food?
No, Dairy Queen.
That's right.
Dairy Queen was the first one.
Dairy Queen.
Hardee's,
Then
Jack's.
Hardee's. That's right.
Jack's.
That's right. one thing that's kind of crazy, and I know you were on the coast the holiday, but when you got signs up everywhere $20 an hour, now hiring at fast food restaurants.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they got to pay that to get people to work, but no wonder three of us eating combos just from a fast food place. You're looking at $40 to $50, depending on what you get.
Yeah.
And used to, 3 people eating combo would be what, $20, $25?
I think I remember before Pizza Pro went out, you could go over and eat the buffet with the salad bar for about $6.
I mean,
$6.
What happened in them days?
Yeah.
You know, good old Pizza Pro. Are they? Is that place? I know it's not here, but is that place even like? Was that a chain?
I think he had a couple of. I think he had one in Monroeville.
Okay, so what wasn't like a chain?
No,
I got you. Morning, Randall Mallard. Sarge, you morning. You may have already hit him. I don't know. I just got back over here. I hear Elon coming to Bruton to find Dan and see if he can help him recruit his first test pilot. Morning, Steve White. D-Top, love Pizza Pro Buffet. Whataburger's like $70. You know, I mean, I don't want to talk. I mean, I'm just telling you, all of it's got crazy.
Yes,
I don't care. I mean, what where? It's just all got crazy. I mean,
yeah, that's not at the DG, baby.
The pot pies are whole. They're hanging in, aren't they?
Yeah, I tell you, I went to Pick and Save has my favorite frozen pizza. They have my favorite. I can go in there and get a couple of those. They're $1.13 a piece. Well, anyway, they had the banquet chicken pot pies on sale for $1.06.
Pick and Save.
Yes, and I refused to get them just because DG's been so good to me, keeping them at $1.50. So I did not get. I did not get the chicken pot pie at Pick and Save, even though I could have saved 44 cents per pie.
Okay, wait a minute.
I went back to the DG. Somebody at the DG is taking care of me because they tuck the chicken pot pies in the back, and they have the beef pot pies and the turkey pot pies up front, which I don't care for either. But I like the way I feel like that's the VIP section in the back, so I have to stand up on the cooler to reach back there and get them. But I've never been able to not get them. So I feel like there's somebody in there, and I think I know who it is, looking out for me.
I will tell you, man, that's loyalty right there, bro.
If you ever walk in the DG up there and you see me standing on that cooler deck, you know exactly what I'm doing. I'm getting a couple of pot pies. I'm taking the house.
People just aren't that loyal anymore. Right?
You know, one of the ladies there.
People say you up the river 46 cents. A pie.
I love, you know, I love the staff there at
Lord.
at the DG, and one of the cashier, she said, "Sir, why don't you just get 8 at a time?" And I said, "I got an idea. Why don't you mind your business and I'll mind mine?"
Did you tell her that?
Yeah, I said, "This is my estate, and I'm going to invest at $3. I may not be here tomorrow. Why would I have 6 pot pies in my freezer if I don't wake up in the morning?"
And how does she know that you don't enjoy going to DG?
Plus, I like them fresh.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. How does she not know that that's not part of your day?
She was right, but she was trying to help
you be more efficient.
She was trying to help me, but like I didn't realize I'm coming back in here tomorrow to get 2 more.
Yeah.
I said, you know, if all things go the way planned, then I make it through tomorrow. You're right, I'll be back. But I'm coming back to see you. I like seeing you.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
But let me say this. Have you ever bought more than 2 at a time?
Never.
Not one time.
Not one time.
So it's not like slipping and hitting that 2001.
You can go look in my freezer, and there's a tray that has ice overflowing it. I'm gonna keep ice on hand,
right?
And I have a pack of Conecuh sausage in the freezer,
right?
Just in case. I'm gonna keep a pack of that around, and that's it. In the refrigerator, there's a bottle of ketchup. That's it.
The necessities.
That's it.
Please tell me it's Heinz.
Oh yeah.
There's no other.
I will splurge for that. I won't get knockoff ketchup.
I won't eat any other ketchup.
I won't. And
you
can get it cheaper, but I won't have it.
Oh, you can get it cheaper.
Yeah, I won't. Have
I'm just not eating.
Yeah,
because it's water with
Yeah.
a little red food coloring and a little
Yeah.
salt.
If you come to my house, be prepared to sit on the floor and bring your food with you. That's all I can tell you.
Unless you want some ketchup-coated Kaneka sausage.
Frozen Kaneka sausage. And that's just for an emergency. I think it's been in there for a year. It keeps though.
Well, listen, the good thing about the best thing about that plan or process or whatever you want to call it, you never have to clean your refrigerator out, do you?
Never.
I'm going to tell you something. You own to something.
I could sell it.
No,
It's new.
No, I'm saying you're on to something.
Yeah, I never
I'm going to tell you this. I can't tell you how many times I've said in the last 6 or 8 months, I need to clean mine out.
Yeah.
You never have that problem.
Nope.
And your food's always fresh.
Always fresh and frozen.
Ain't that good? Yep. I mean, I'll tell you what, man. There's a lot to be learned here.
Yeah.
A lot to be learned.
It works for me.
I mean, a lot to be learned. The more I sit here and think about that, I like the way that you have. I mean, you thought about the fact that DG has worked things to cater to you.
I don't know that to be certain.
No,
it just feels like
right.
it.
But what I'm saying is, you have thought that out well enough to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So think about what I mean. If you're thinking of it like that, you coming at it from that standpoint, then that's why you didn't buy them for $1.06.
They've also started carrying the 20-ounce styrofoam cups again, too.
Did you have to ask?
I inquired because there was a year you couldn't get them.
Okay.
You could get them at the one in Castleberry, but you couldn't get them at the one up there.
And did they ever give you a reason for that?
No, I just made mention of it, a half a dozen times when I was up there, that I could get the product at Castleberry DG, but I couldn't get it here. And I'd gotten it here for a long, long time. But I guess it's...
Well, D-Tom speaks to something you're kind of speaking to. D-Tom says, what amazes him is the customer service or lack of at the fast food places. Whatever happened to service with a smile? What you're saying is that customer service you feel like is so good at DG that you just can't seem to break that bond.
I'm not going to break it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to break it.
So D-Top, if you want to experience customer service at a level that DJ thinks is, what would you call it, DJ? Stellar?
Yeah.
Head to DG.
Yeah.
Right up there in the, what is that shopping center? What do you call that?
I call it the Kmart shopping center.
Yeah, that's what I call it, the Kmart shopping center. But it just hadn't been Kmart in so long.
Yeah.
D-Top would know that, though.
Yeah.
Follow DJ for more life hacks.
Hey.
I mean, look, DJ has got turned on to a lot of things. One of them being that you can buy bagged ice at some fast food places here in Brewton. Did you say you were one of 7 or 8 people that did not know that?
I was shocked how many people knew you could buy it there. Shocked. And I've never even heard it. I've never heard anybody speak to it, speak on it, speak about it. I was shocked. I'm a fun guy. I'm kind of in the mix.
Stacy Henderson Sparks. What's up, Stacy? Forget a red Solo cup. That 20-ounce styro is where it's at.
Thank you, Stacy. I'll tell you, man, this is...
Stacy, old school, dropping in.
This is the deal.
What's up, Stacy? I haven't seen her in forever.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said something,
Thank you, Stacy.
Good morning.
Yeah, that's the deal right there.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? You said that for how long?
78,
I was gonna say,
79?
you've been walking around with a styrofoam cup forever.
Man.
Like when everybody's walking around with these, all this, DJ said, I remember you saying, you said, I'm gonna keep buying my styrofoam.
You can keep your Yeti, you can keep your whatever the different brands are. But
Fuquay wants to know, was the ice as good as you thought it would be?
I haven't gotten it yet.
We kind of got into that the other day, but I think we were kind of off there. So speak to that, though, as to why you had. Remember, you kind of gave us a pretty decent reason, I thought.
I can't even remember what I said.
Well, you said that you could not find it in yourself to go pay
Yeah, I mean,
for something that you
I
can
got
get
it. Yeah, I got it.
at your house.
Yeah, right. I mean,
out of your refrigerator.
That would be crazy. I mean, I like good ice. I don't like my ice.
You said right.
I don't like my ice.
But you made that comment. But you said, but I don't. But I like it enough to not go buy it at a fast food
obviously.
place.
And I want to. Yes, I mean it's the weekend. You know, I may go up there and get something the weekend.
Well, you know what you could do. You could just roll through the drive-through and see Miss Kim down there because they've got that ice.
They sell it by the bag.
I don't know about that, but I'm sure she'd fill your cup up.
She made me some cheese toast one morning.
She sure did.
Had a little 4-piece cheese toast combo.
That's what I'm telling you. So I guarantee
and
you.
Plus, I just get to see Kim.
Right.
That's enough. That's reward in and of itself.
There you go.
What a saint.
There you go. There he is. What's up, Ace?
Morning, Ace. Want to send along some good vibes to Ace. He lost his grandmother about a week ago.
Oh,
and
wow.
she was a treasure, a West End treasure. So been thinking about you, Ace, and we'll continue to do so in the days ahead.
Absolutely. Let's see here. So I had a bunch of people asking me yesterday, was the bear story true?
I had a lot of inquiries on that.
I was like, I mean, the Bruton PD put it out and put it up on the Facebook page. It had to be true.
If we still played Little League baseball down in O'Bannon, how exciting those 5:30 games get all of a sudden.
Man.
That's where he went.
Is that where they went?
That's where they monitored the bear in the tree until he left the area, and he came down and scooted across 41 into the wooded area there behind across from the sheriff's office.
Okay, so and that was a baby bear, right?
That was the baby.
Okay, so that means that Mama Bear is down there at O'Bannon.
They're in the area
somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Y'all have fun at the Blueberry Festival.
Hey, what do you think would happen if a big black bear and two cubs come running?
Man, I can see.
I mean, it would be pandemonium.
I can see what I have in my vision is the Twin Creek Cloggers have just kicked off their third set, and these bears start coming across the Green Mile into the park, and the chamber sends the colonel out down to take care of the bear. The colonel saves the day. You know, the bears hear the taps from the plates on the cloggers, and it draws them in. And then the colonel goes down. And that's the regulation.
That would be amazing, but it would be funny.
Yeah,
it would be funny afterwards, as long as nobody got hurt. Oh man, that would be good though. D. Tom said Big Tony said it was DJ in a ghillie suit.
Do you remember? I'm going back to Jaws, and you remember after when Jaws first showed up in the little lagoon,
yes.
And they had all those helicopters flying around on Labor Day. You know, just kind of monitoring this. I can see everybody with drones down there on the day of the Blueberry Festival.
Colonel, if you're listening, you may want to go get some exterminating company, something to maybe go through and clear Jennings Park.
We got movement behind the dog park.
Yeah.
We have movement in the wooded area behind the dog park.
I think I see an ear. Over there behind the arena. I'm going to tell you something. I know we sit and joke about that, but, you know, would that not upend that whole deal?
I mean, the bears are somewhere. I don't know their travel habits. I don't know if they travel like 6 miles a day, if they're up to 15. I mean, I don't know if they nest. I don't know if they, you know, at some point in time, they're going to lay down and rest. Where does that take place?
I don't know. Look.
I mean, all of a sudden, that treehouse at E.O. Wilson becomes a fort. You know, I'd put an armed guard up there or something, maybe.
Hey, I tell you what, you better do something.
I don't know.
Let me ask you this. How many people that walk at the park every morning or every afternoon are rethinking that walk right now.
Yeah.
I mean, what you going to do? You round the back corner back there by the creek, and there's Mama Bear.
Yeah. I'm just telling you.
You know, I'm like, where are you going?
You just better keep your head on the swivel.
You dang sure better. Let's see. Big Bear News when James Pan reposted it. Stacy's in there dropping bombs this morning. She,
You know, I can see.
Come on,
You know,
Stacy.
I'm going back to Jaws. And when the mayor comes down in his leisure suit and is encouraging everybody to get back in the water, I can see Yank coming down. Everybody, come on, let's walk the Green Mile. Come on, let's go over there. Let's check out the spicy lemonade. Let's go, everybody.
We ain't worried about the bears.
Come on, they're gone.
The bears.
They're gone.
They're gone.
They're gone.
Don't worry.
Come on.
Just cute little black bear.
Advised, suspect is armed and considered extremely dangerous.
Oh,
Let's see. I don't think I'm taking my dog to the dog park anytime soon.
what you do though, seriously, you take those first year vendors, the people who are coming for the first time. This is the 40th Blueberry Festival, and you put them on the outer perimeter. So if somebody has to go, it's the newbies.
Yeah.
It's the newbies.
Put the newbies out
You know,
there.
the guys,
The freshmen.
the guys with the leather goods and the woodworking stuff. We're going to bring them in, at least give them a fighting chance to get across the tracks if chaos breaks out.
Listen, just get Brian Murph on the phone and let's get him up here to take care of this situation.
Walking the perimeter. Yeah,
You know, he'd look, man.
wants a rematch.
Hey, that's what I was about to say. Loser, leave town.
I can see the colonel signing them in. And what year is this for you? This is our first year. Okay, you're going to be over here in the lower 40. We're going to put you back over here. It's a good shady spot.
We call this the Bear Trail.
Yeah, this is a good shady spot back over here. Well, Mr. Whitman, I see it's a huge print over here in the. And just disregard that.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
That's nothing.
Don't worry about that.
That's a nothing.
Yeah, that's nothing. Everybody be sure to carry bear mace to the Blueberry Festival. Molly Burnham, good morning, Molly. Bears love blueberries.
We'll see.
Yeah. I think most of us would. I know I would. Your walk just turned into a run. JoJo can't spray for bears. No, he can't.
That's great. That is great, Danny. Oh.
Oh, man. There's the other half of your favorite magic hack.
Rondon. That's where we can set Rondon up on the outer perimeter.
There you
If
go.
the bear shows up, they make him disappear.
Hey, listen. I'm sure they have an act that they need a bear for.
Yeah.
Maybe they could tame this bear.
They ought to try.
But that's what I say. Why don't you try to do that?
Yeah, that baby bear needs somebody to hold it and pet it. That's what they need. They go catch the baby bear.
Hazel. Hey, man, we set up out here on the beach giving away free butter biscuits today. So,
Oh, hey, pal, you can't.
I'm good as long as I run faster than DJ.
You can't.
Just give a bear some gummy bears and he'll be good. That's right, boss man. There you go. Let's see.
So I understand that the bear might have been looking for that honey habanero down at Tony's.
He may have been. He may have been. Speaking of BPC, since I see them there just popping up, how did you end up in the bathroom?
What do you mean?
Have you not been to the bathroom?
I've heard about it. Are you sure it's not Brock Bowers?
No, I mean,
I've seen the picture.
the picture I saw looked like you back in your younger days.
But did it not look very similar to Brock Bowers from an athletic standpoint?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Had the Pumas. Those really were Pumas. I know they were taped up, and I told Rondon on a thread. There was a lot of talk about me taping up my laces on my cleats. They were Pumas. But Reggie Brown and Walter Lewis did it, so I did it.
So you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
It didn't do as much for me as it did for them.
Well, obviously.
I didn't play at the same level they played at,
Yeah.
but we looked the same.
I can agree with that. Yeah, you know, I still just don't know how you ended up on or in the bathroom.
I haven't gone in.
So you haven't went in to
No.
see it.
I won't.
Okay. Well, just so you know, you're infamous or famous, whichever which way you want to say it. But you're on the bathroom wall at BPC.
I've heard.
So D-Tom says, I would think DJ would autograph the poster. Make the value go up at least $1.
I won't.
Oh, good morning, OG. Sherry Weaver.
You know,
Hazel.
I've
DJ
seen-
had pony cleats and bike dual snap shorts.
Hayes has had some great furniture for sale on Facebook. I mean, great furniture. And my question to him would be, would he deliver? Like I would buy several pieces that he's had.
Okay.
Several.
From out there?
Yeah.
Okay. If he does, let me know.
If Hayes would deliver, I could take a lot of that off his hands.
Listen, if he does, let me know.
Yeah.
I mean, please.
Yeah.
Because I certainly would love to see. I got some things I'd take off of him as well, is what I'm trying to say. Chevy Ann said, no, the value would go up $20. Well, you $20 man, huh?
Take your time, pal. Stay the weekend. Don't hurry back.
Need anything?
Yeah.
You need anything from Tulsa?
Take your time.
Take that Tulsa time. Yeah. Take your time. Tulsa, Oklahoma. What in the world is he doing in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
Probably out there seeing the Grand Canyon.
Hell, he probably don't even know. Let's see. I'll deliver to you, obviously, as long as I can get a a Bracken's 2-piece dark. Listen, the problem with that is I do know where to ask about it. I just don't know if it's able to be made.
I think they'd do it for Hayes.
I'm pretty sure they would.
I think they'd do it for Hayes.
I'm pretty sure. So,
You know, I had him and Tim. They were teammates on the Orioles back in 1989.
Listen, Mark, we need a sound effect for these Rain Man moments.
Yeah.
Hey, can we start having a segment called that? I mean, this is amazing to people, man. How do you remember all this stuff?
That was my first team I ever
I
coached.
can't remember what damn little league team I was on.
I was 19. They were 15.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, man. I'm not joking when I tell you that's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
Let me tell you the cast of characters I had on that team, and this would have ran a normal person off. I had Hayes, I had Fish Grammer.
Oh my Lord! You just had a double.
I had the Fish. I had Robbie Crenshaw, Jason Pettis, Tim Pettis,
Lurch.
Barry Ellis, Philip Purnell, Bo White, Dominic Vigilante, Rodney Lanier, all in the same. Dale Wilson,
Okay, y'all won, right?
Jason Pettis,
Y'all won, right?
Larry Powell.
Y'all won. I mean, y'all were first place, obviously.
We were poorly coached. That's my first year in. I learned a lot that year.
Hold up, if you had that roster,
I had that roster.
and you didn't,
We finished second. We lost in the title game to the Twins. It was my fault. Actually, it wasn't my fault. I'm going to tell you what. I want to get this out there. No, this wasn't my fault.
Wait, listen. You had that roster and you lost.
Let me tell you what happened. And I'm going to put it out there. And I think the world needs to know this. I think the statute of limitations is come and gone. I'm going to say it. If you're at the courthouse, you can ask him. Tim Pettis was the best pitcher in the league. He was on my team. In those days, you played the regular season, then towards the end, you had a city tournament, and yada, yada, yada. Well, we're tied with the Twins.
Yep.
So it's a one-game winner-take-all. In those days, there were so many innings you could pitch a week. So there was a strategy. If you had a Tuesday, Thursday game, you wanted to try to get to Thursday and have your best pitcher available to at least pitch some of it. Well, we're playing them on a Thursday. So I pitched Jason Pettis, Hayes Wood, and maybe Crenshaw on that Tuesday game to get us through that game, to get us into that Thursday championship game. And we got there, and I had Tim for all 7 innings. I got the best pitcher in the league set up to win the championship on Thursday.
So how do you lose?
I'm fixing to tell you how we lose. We're in the first base dugout at the Cruise. I remember it like it was yesterday.
I have no doubt that you don't.
I look in the parking lot, and Miss Lavinia pulls up in that back parking lot behind home plate, and Tim gets out. They're in a cream-colored station wagon type vehicle. Tim gets out of the car and has the worst body language of any person you've ever seen in your life. I'm a big body language guy. I think it tells the story before the story gets told.
You mean Tim Pettis at one time had a bad attitude?
But no, body language was bad. Head
Okay.
was down,
Okay.
shoulders were slumped, and I'm sitting here thinking, man, you're 15 years old. You're in the prime of your life. To this point, this is the biggest baseball game you have played in your life. And we're hitching our wagon to you because you're the guy. You're the unquestioned number one in this league. And he had done it all year. And he comes up, and I said, what's up, Tim? And he says, I can't pitch. And I said, really? And I said, and why is that? And I can't remember the girl's first name, but her last name was Crosby. And it was his girlfriend at the time. And she had broken up with him. And she said, yeah, well, so-and-so broke up with me, and I just don't think I can do it. And I looked at him. I said, well, let me tell you something, Tim. I said, you're going to pitch. I said, you're going to get past this, and you're going to pitch. And he went out there in the first inning, and this is a guy who at the time, threw 70, 75 miles an hour, which is fast in those days for a 15-year-old.
Again, let me say this. You had that roster and lost.
Yeah, and Tim starts bouncing. He's bouncing pitches up there.
No.
He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. So then we had
So
to
he was Jedi mind
He was
tricked
done.
that bad.
He was done.
Wow.
I think her name was Diana. Is that who?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I know Diana well.
Diana broke up with him the
class of 93.
Diana broke up with him the day of the game, and Tim couldn't go. So we hand the ball to Barry, and Barry
Wayne. You put Wayne on the mound.
He I think it was a competitive game. I think they beat us a couple of runs, but Barry gave us a shot. He did what he could do, and so the A train couldn't go.
Listen, I got to tell you this.
That's a true story.
When I said what I said a while ago about Tim Pettis, like, you mean to tell me he had a bad attitude? I've never seen that I can say, and I graduated with Tim.
Yeah.
I've never seen Tim Pettis mad that I know of.
He wasn't mad.
No, I was sort of saying,
He was heartbroken.
What I'm saying is, I've never seen him
no.
like he's real even killed her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He wasn't disrespectful. He just couldn't go. He couldn't go.
Hey, I'll tell you what he could do.
Yeah.
He could catch a football that was within about 15 yards of him.
He could do it all. He could do it all.
He could. But listen, so you're telling me that my main man, our Escambia County tax collector, at 13,
15.
at 15 years old, knew what a broken heart was all about.
Yeah, so from that point forward at tryouts every year, I'd say, do you have a girlfriend? They'd say, yes, okay.
I knew it was coming.
I said, all right, so you're out.
I knew it was
Do you
coming.
have a girlfriend? Okay, you're out. Do you have a girlfriend? No? Okay, good. You're going to play with me this year.
I knew it was coming. Okay. Urban legend time. Did you instruct your team as we were instructed that on game days you could not go swimming?
I was the exact opposite.
Okay. We were told.
I encouraged my guys to go to Edgewood and swim upstream. I thought it built upper body
and stamina.
Yeah, and so that's what I did when I was a kid.
Yep.
I know what we were told, but we always went to Edgewood. So I encouraged my guys. I said, look, first thing I want you to do is I want you to cut grass in the morning. Then I want you to go swim for about 4 hours. and then I want you to come up here and we're going to take care of business when the lights come on.
Yeah.
And we did that for the most part that summer. And then we got to the game and freaking Diana dumps Tim. We're done.
Morning, Coach.
Morning, Coach.
This is amazing. The coaching was second to none. DJ was the JJ Redick of minor league ball.
Yeah. It was I'm glad that dugouts weren't mic'd up in those days.
Rod Dodd, you were busy getting nachos and extra cheese when the other team put their DH in the lineup.
Who said that?
Your buddy, Ronnie Mack.
Speaking of DH, can I get on the soapbox for a second? How much time we got left? This might be a good way we've had a good time here
We
today.
got all the time you want.
Well, we've had a good time here today, and I don't want to put a negative spin on what has been a fun Friday.
Yeah.
But I do have a soapbox I want to get on real quick. Is that okay with you, Shark? Yesterday, the sports writers in the state of Alabama released the all-state teams for each classification.
Pull that graphic up for us, Mark.
1A through 7A. And first of all, I want to applaud everybody who is recognized. That's a tremendous honor. They name a first team, a second team, a third team, an honorable mention. And I didn't know how to go about addressing this. I actually typed out a post 3 different times yesterday, once on the BMP page and twice on my personal page, and retracted or never sent it, never posted it, because I didn't want to send a mixed message.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to take away from anybody's day of being recognized because that's achievement. It's real achievement.
Because there's no context.
There's no context.
Right.
So but I did want to. I want to speak to this because
It's infuriating.
it really upset me.
Yeah.
T.R. Milton. First of all, I don't care what a kid's address is. If a kid has achievement, I want to recognize it. I want to celebrate it. I want to promote it. T.R. Miller has a junior, Meg Fountain. Most of the people in this community, this area, know who she is. She has been a stellar student athlete for several years. She was recently, this past basketball season, named second team All-State in basketball. Last year, as a sophomore, she was honorable mention All-State in softball. I mean, she's known. She's a real player.
She's the legit.
Yeah. Well, she's committed to West Florida. She's on the circuit. She's known. Well, this year, when this young lady's season ended, she led the country, the United States of America, in home runs. Put the picture back up, Shark, please. I want to keep it up for this whole segment. She led the country in home runs. And she was named second team All-State.
Wait a minute.
Oh, no, let me finish. She was named second team All-State. And here's how the All-State team is comprised. They picked, I think it was 4 outfielders. They picked 4 infielders. They picked 3 pitchers. They picked 2 DHs and then 2 utility players. She's an infielder for us. She played shortstop for us. So you had the 4 infield spots, the 2 DH spots, and the 2 utility spots. There was 8 spots to appropriately position her.
Open. Eight open spots.
8 spots.
Right.
And she wasn't chosen as one of those 8. So I'm sitting there looking at it.
And you said, I'm asking, she leads the nation.
When her season ended. Now, the teams on the West Coast played into June. I don't know if that's how it shook out or not. They may still be playing out there. So, but when her season ended, she led the United States of America in home runs.
Not Alabama.
No.
The nation.
The nation.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that to say this. I got a couple of points I want to make here. 2 statistics that stand out to most people who follow baseball or softball. I'm not telling you they're more important than the other ones. I'm just telling you people gravitate towards these 2 statistical categories. One is batting average, and the other is home runs. Are RBIs important? I think they are. Are doubles important? I actually think they're more important. Are on-base percentage important? I think it is, but everybody gravitates to batting average and home runs. And she led the country when her season ended in home runs and wasn't chosen for one of those 8 spots in 4A softball. I find that unbelievable. So I started thinking here, now these all-state teams, there are a couple of components that go into it when they are chosen. One, your coach has to lobby for you, and our coaches certainly did. We always have. T.R. Miller's always had great representation on all-star team or all-state teams across the board,
Absolutely.
whether it be football, whether it be basketball, track, whatever it is.
Absolutely.
We've always been represented, always, fairly.
And Coach Ecker did his
Absolutely,
job.
absolutely.
Yes.
So then you look at, okay, was the level of competition, was the scheduling up to par? I would say it's the most challenging schedule in the history of Terra Miller softball. We played the 3A state champions in Opp, beat them, swept them. We played the 4A state champions in Orange Beach, which they were ranked number 1 in the country by Max Preps. We played all the teams out of the Wiregrass. We played all the private schools from Mobile. We played Satsuma. We played roughly 50 games against quality competition.
Not
and
snowflake.
And had the best record that we've ever had. Went further in the playoffs we've ever gone. We were 1 game away from making it to the Final Four. Okay, so take that off the list. You can't use that against her. Your team oftentimes needs to have tremendous success to be considered for postseason awards. You know, it's hard to recognize players if your team has a losing record, if your team doesn't perform on the field. Well, I just mentioned it's the best season we've ever had, ever. So I'm trying to figure out how this doesn't add up to an all-state selection when there are 8 slots you can put her in. And I'm not knocking the girls who were chosen. This isn't about taking an honor away from somebody else and giving it to somebody less deserving. I'm not saying that. I think it starts with Meg. She checks all the boxes. She's an honor student. She's a team leader. She's a mentor for the younger players. You never, ever see her represent herself in a way that would be unbecoming. I promise you, if her boyfriend broke up with her, she wouldn't show up like Tim Pettis did. But I'm just saying that.
No, you didn't.
I'm getting a little juiced up here.
Listen,
Hey,
look, when I see Tim, I say, Tim, listen, you know I didn't have anything to do with all that.
well, I'm getting a little juiced up on this, but I feel this strongly about it. I'm going to call somebody at the AHSAA and see how this happened. But here's the second part that is really disturbing to me. There's 2 parts of this story. They also released the people who were chosen to play in this summer's North-South All-Star softball game.
Right.
And they always pick rising seniors, and it kind of serves as a kickoff showcase for next year's talent.
Okay.
She wasn't chosen for that.
What?
She was not chosen to be on the South team.
Okay.
And we've had players in that game before.
Okay.
Baseball and basketball and football.
Okay, I'm going to ask this question. Is there some sort of dirty politics that has went on here that we don't
I don't know
about?
I don't accept. I understand. And once again, if a young person busts onto the scene and has a breakout year, then I can see you getting overlooked. They didn't know about you. But last year she hit 16 home runs and was named honorable mention.
Sure.
5 months ago, she was named All-State basketball. So she's a known commodity from an athletic standpoint.
Sure.
She's committed to West Florida.
Right.
So her name is on the circuit. So I don't buy the premise that just didn't know she existed. I mean,
Correct.
she's known. She's made. So the fact that you can put up the numbers that she had, you put that with the character that she has, and you put that with the season that we had, you tell me.
Something.
And then you don't get picked for the All-Star game?
There's a needle in a haystack here somewhere.
Well, I'm saying all that to say this. BMP Sports has decided to name her the Player of the Year, regardless of classification in the state of Alabama. And
Fantastic.
I'm going to get an award. I'm going to get something made up. I'm going to get with Melanie. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet, but this summer we're going to have Meg come in, and we're going to present her with the BMP 2024 Player of the Year.
I tell you what.
We're going to do something.
We're not going to just do that.
Yeah, we're going to do something.
We're going to do something to commemorate that she nor anybody else will forget. How about that?
Yeah.
That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
We'll have a big time.
And we were,
and I mean respectful, but I'm saying bringing the reverence to what should have been.
Yeah.
But on top of that, there's got to be some dirty pool going on here. And I'm not look, I don't know any of the players except Meg.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm saying everything that you just routed off, if that isn't a case, if you can't make a case for her to be part of first team and that all-star game, then what are the girls doing even playing?
Back in the day, back before classifications, exploded to 6 and 7. I'm going to use 19.
That sounds like at Camp 31.
I'm going to use 1981 as an example. 1981 in the state of Alabama, there was 4 classifications. They picked one all-state team. Not classifications. There was 11 players on offense and 11 players on defense that made up the all-state team. On that team, 11 players in the state, T.R. Miller went 2-8 that year. You know who made the all-state team that year?
Who?
Lamar Ward.
Wow.
Coach Reich oftentimes said he was the best that ever played at T.R. Miller that he coached. But Lamar Ward was one of 11. Not, we mentioned there was 8 spots you could have put Meg in. This was 11 true spots. Lamar Ward was named All-State, regardless of classification, on the 1981 All-State team. You can Google it. You know who the running back was? Bo Jackson. So Lamar played on Lamar played on the team that didn't win and still got recognized. So how good was he? You can look at everybody else. Everybody on that year went 8-2, 9-1, whatever. Right. He played on a team that went 2-8. Now, granted, Robbie Cotton was a quarterback, but he went 2-8 and was still recognized as one of the 5 best offensive linemen in the state. So these people do their research, or they're supposed to do their research. They're supposed to do their due diligence. And what happened to Meg was just wasn't right.
No, it's not right. And let me say this. You mentioned earlier that you're going to call the AHSAA.
I am.
I'd love to call and be matter of fact, I'm going to call too.
Well, I have a friend up there, and I'm going to go at him. I just want to find out what happened, or maybe try to understand how this oversight could have happened.
I want to know this.
Yes.
When is if there's any good or light at the end of the tunnel of all this NIL stuff, it means the Gestapo, a.k.a. the AHSAA, is probably going to be gone. Because at some point, they're going to be like the NCAA, which is what? Just a name?
Yeah. Yeah, when they're
they're
on their way out. When they fall, then you'll see all these other associations.
Right. Fall. So they got no teeth. You know what I'm saying? My thing is with that, when you mentioned, and you may have said this, I know you said, so it was voted on, okay? But sports writers voted on it, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All over the state?
Yes, there's an association.
Right, yeah. Okay. So do they make those results as far as, they're probably private ballots, but I'm saying, do they make the point
I'm not aware
known?
Of it. I'm not aware of it.
I would be curious to know where she ranked, is what I'm saying. And I figured if anybody could find that out, it'd be you.
The 8 girls that were picked in the slots that Meg could have been picked for, I'm sure had great seasons also.
Sure.
I'm not trying to diminish any. This has nothing to do with them or their case or their season. I'm just telling you what ours did. And I would have taken the same stance if it had been Jalea Lassiter or anybody else. It has nothing to do with the fact what her address is or where she goes to school.
Listen.
Does it hit home a little closer because we both go to the same school? Yeah, maybe.
Sure.
But I'm a T.R. Miller guy. But, this is about a young person who did everything, who checked every box, and didn't get what was coming to her.
I'm going to say this, and I'm not saying this because you're sitting here, but this is the God's honest truth because I've watched it, okay? This is about T.R. Miller. I've seen DJ, and I mean this. Anybody knows you knows this. You don't care what school. If a kid can use your help, which you are always gracious to give, to help promote them, get them. How many kids, you won't ever say, but I probably couldn't count how many kids you have drove all over the Southeast to colleges and places getting those kids notoriety. So I know why this hits home with you as hard as it does, and it ain't about T.R. Miller. It wouldn't matter what kid it was, would it?
Not at all.
It wouldn't matter. So hats off to you. And I'm with you. And let me tell you this, you know me. You ready to go to war with them?
Yeah.
Let me know. It ain't been that long ago. I told that joker I'd run to Montgomery.
Yeah.
So, and you saw me later on that day. I was hot. Oh, that joker had me hot. I did see the chief in Matt Jordan. I did want to say, I know he didn't say anything, but I did want to say congratulations to Chief Jordan and Allie on their engagement. We wish them well, and I saw that post and did want to mention that when I saw Matt's name just then. So let's see. DJ pulling out the strength of the coach's card. Get them. Hazel, maybe one of the voters got Montezuma's revenge from bad tacos and brewed.
There has to be something.
I tell you what, on that one, let's get out of here, Mark. Leave it to Hazel.
It's been a fun Friday. Appreciate everybody being in with us. Hope you have a great weekend. Be safe. Keep your head on a swivel, especially if you're down in the downtown Bruton Park area.
Yes.
Keep plenty of water close by this weekend. It's going to be a hot one. The weather's going to be good, so get out and have a good time. Shop local. If you have some time to waste Monday, get back in here and we'll do it again. Y'all have a great weekend.